Authors and Dragons! Time of magic, age of might. A band of heroes step up to the fight. Playing with powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons! Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Probably not. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Hi, I'm John Harkness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, your favorite, largely useless bard. In real life, I write the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter series of dark urban fantasy novels and novellas, and I also am the author of the Black Knight Chronicles and the Bubba the Monster Hunter short stories and novellas.
I'm Joseph Brassian. I eat chips really fast. Also, I play the role of Bjorn Bjornsson, large and violent barbarian. When I'm not doing that, I train in historical European martial arts. I was one of the authors in the Mongoliad Project, and I wrote a book called Skyfarer that you should go buy now.
Hi, I'm Rick Walturi, and I don't talk nearly that fast, but I play Silas Kane / the Arrow of the Gods. And in real life, I write the Tomobil horror comedy series, and I have a bunch of new stuff coming out in 2018, including the Silas Kane scrolls and some stories in our new Shingles series.
Hello, my name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, Eggnog and Bacardi.
Hi there, my name is Steve Wetherill. I play Brandon Firemaster, mostly Naked Monk and Boat Guy. In real life, I write the comedy fantasy series The Doomsayer Journeys.
Hey everybody, I'm Drew Hayes, author of books such as Superpowers, NPCs, Fred the Vampire Accountant, Forging Hephaestus, and my newest audio-only release, Secondhand Curses. In this particular game, I play the captain of a sinking ship in a pool of swirling shit. I am the GM. Joined by me, as ever, is, of course, Silent Vin Diesel, who has learned his lesson and will not be piping up tonight. And this evening we are joining you with a special end-of-the-year edition of Authors and Dragons, in which we play Drinking and Dragons. Well, I was expecting a cheer from that, but fuck me.
Hooray. You told us all to mute up. I was cheering.
Yeah.
I was drinking.
I'm just a miserable drunk.
I'm always drinking. As always in this game, when anyone rolls a 20, they drink. When everyone rolls a 1, we all drink. And in case you can't tell, we have definitely started this party early. Speaking of parties, when last we left our party, they were partying up with the rest of the town for Ice Day. And they were just getting shit-faced and trashed as the day wore on, and the sun began to sink, and the ice began to break, and now they are still in the tavern drinking as dusk is about an hour away.
I would just like to say that Brandon Firemaster, being the only member of the party cognizant of our coming doom, has not been drinking so much as mainlining liquefied boar and doing press-ups, trying to get that strength point back.
So you're going to spend an entire day just eating protein and doing push-ups?
Yes.
Fair enough. Your strength port regenerates.
Sweet.
Is Bjork still high?
What did you take? You took Gunther's new vape weapon.
Oh, yeah.
So not an acid trip and not an edible. So we're going to say you're just coming down. You're in a good mood. You're still in a really good mood, but you're not seeing shit anymore. But everything that happens to you basically until you sleep is coming through a positive frame of reference.
All right.
Klaus and what's my weasel's name?
Ron Weasley, Jeremy.
Ron Weasley, Jeremy. Yes. We will continue to casually drink our beers and yeah.
The last time Fandango played music, he got moist, so fuck that noise, he's just going to drink.
Prefers other people to get moist when he plays music.
Thank you. if I'm gonna fucking set you guys up like that, I expect somebody to swing at the easy pitches.
I was thinking about it. Steve got it first.
Again, John, we've all been drinking a bit. you gotta brace for slow reaction time.
I'm here for you, John. For the entirety of what is it, Fresh Prince of Middle Earth, that new Netflix movie?
Oh, right. Yeah,
I liked it. I mean,
it was fine. It was a
shitty bar gunfight dead.
Yeah,
Best line of 2017.
The idea that it was the worst movie of the year in the same year as the Emoji Movie is goddamn insulting, and people need to get their shit together.
Yeah,
it was fine. It's okay for a movie to be fine.
Yeah, shit blew up and there were blue people. It was fine.
Yeah. There is a ground between the best thing you've ever seen and a literal holocaust of the soul.
Yeah, and you've got to give it credit for, if you have a stupid idea, like saying, oh, what if Middle Earth was in the future and it was a lethal weapon? That's a stupid idea. But if you then land that idea, you deserve respect, whether you like that movie or not. So show some respect, you goddamn flipper to gibbets.
Honestly, as dumb as the plot was, the world building was really fucking good. Like,
yeah,
they did structure a world that felt genuinely real with like all the different races interacting and like the implied history. It was fucking the world building. I would love to see a series set.
Well, you know, we live in a world where people still give Uwe Boll money to make movies that make no fucking sense. You know, comparatively, Bright was a masterpiece.
Oh, compared to any Uwe Boll movie, Bright was fucking Schindler's List.
What did he make? I don't pay attention to what.
Oh God,
every video game movie before like 2005.
Oh,
he literally used them as a tax dodge.
I have a very specific memory of when the Warcraft movie was being made. Like, much was had because Uwe Boll found out Blizzard was shopping that shit around, and he started desperately trying to get the rights to do it.
You know, all things considered, that he didn't get that movie, it still wasn't very good.
It was. But, like, Uwe Boll literally treated video game movies like a real-life version of the producers. Like, he just sank a shitload of money into a known failure and wrote it off his taxes. That was his actual fiscal strategy.
I'm okay if anybody wants to do that, just like with me.
Yeah,
don't say that shit, John. You're actually hot commodity right now. That's a dust joke.
The glow doesn't look.
For anyone who hasn't tuned into our Minute Chest episodes, you're getting a real taste of it right now.
We're all asylum level right now, John. You have lifted yourself to like AMC, you know.
I like Asylum.
No, you don't. You like Sharknado.
Yeah.
One is not I like this company.
You know something? It's more I like train wrecks, not I like these movies.
Did they also do Z Nation?
Was Z Nation good?
I love Z Nation.
Then probably not.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
No, they did Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, and some movie where.
Oh, I saw that. It was god awful.
Where Tiffany and Debbie Gibson got into a slap fight, which.
Well, the real Tiffany and the real Debbie Gibson?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't
Are they naked?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
I like to think that this conversation is what Bjorg is hearing while our characters are actually having an in-world conversation.
You guys can just count me as the voice of Gunther.
Asylum totally did Z Nation, so I love those guys.
I love that movie.
What's a movie, Bjorg?
I don't know, but I love it.
I just watched Fright Night, and that movie is fucking terrible until David Tennant comes in, and then you're like, oh, David Tennant's here, it's okay.
I think Michael J. Fox has good opinions.
So is anybody doing anything besides drinking and push-ups before the sun sets? Just Just purely for clerical necessity, I have to ask that.
Silas is busy working to convert Bunther.
Oh, no, Bunther and Gunther are hanging out drinking. Yeah, if you continue to preach, you have gone in the drink several times. It's Ice Day, motherfucker.
Yeah, dedicated to drinking. Fendingo's just drinking. He has dedication.
So Fendingo is drinking. Silas is trying to convert Bunther and taking regular dips. Brandon Thighmaster is working out. Bjorg is just riding the high. And Klaus, I believe you are our last person unaccounted for.
Oh, no, I already said I'm drinking with Ron Weasley Jeremy.
Oh, that's right. You are aggressively drinking. Okay, so that is how everyone is going to spend
And
their...
I said casually.
Casually.
Brandon is like a sequence from Rocky.
It's true. Brandon's making everyone feel bad about their life choices as he just works his shit hard.
I don't feel bad about it.
Nope, not a bit. You see, for the fat among us, it's way easier for us to do push-ups. We just lie on our belly and rock back and forth.
And also, I mean, if you think about it, working that hard to not get laid, compared to not working hard to maybe get laid someday, there's no contest.
When you look this good, the thought of having sex with other people is just not gratifying in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm in the right of this.
Bjorg is now giving Brandon a theme song.
I don't want to look that good.
Theme songs are my job, you blue hair. He doesn't have any clothes left to take off. Why are you playing stripper music?
What the hell kind of stripper music is that?
I don't. I'm a bard. All music is stripper music.
I went into the strip club and they started playing the Rocky theme and then they punched me in the face.
I've been to that club.
Bjorg is still getting his wires crossed here. Just going to pat him on the face. Said, Bjorg, there's no such thing as a David Tennant. Come back to us, man.
I don't want to live in that fucking world, Steve. Don't you?
He's real in my heart.
There are no purple men in this bar, just blue.
I mean, there might be such a thing as a Sharknado, possibly, in this universe, but I don't know what.
There was certainly a hippopotamus NATO.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to make a Sharknado now. That's a thing you'll have to fight.
I mean, we've already fought Shark Fog.
You have fought fog sharks.
We've fought a combination of weather and sharks, so bring it.
Yeah, Brandon can steer a boat now. Well, okay, Brandon can move a boat now.
Hey, I think you'll find I am the boat master. Just keep it down. I'm not sure whose boat I parked on that iceberg yet, so...
Brandon Boatmaster.
Yep, Fandingo's now going to start playing very loudly the ballad of Brandon Boatmaster and his broom that blows.
Oh no, he destroyed the bristles. It's no longer a broom.
Oh god, did I do that?
Yeah, you used a hurricane staff with bristles attached and shot a goddamn hurricane. I also slurred on the word broom, so this is going to be a great fucking episode. Good luck, everybody.
How's everybody going to know how humble I am? God,
You'll have to
tell them.
Yeah.
Here I am. Rock you like a broomacane.
All right, and that's the episode, folks. We're not getting better than that, so...
I don't think we've gotten better than that all year.
No, definitely not. High point of the podcast. It's all downhill from there.
As long as
all right.
down an escalator, we're probably safe.
Since it feels like fucking around is generally where we're going with the rest of this hour, I'm going to go ahead and shift us slightly into the next one where the sun has now set. And as it does, you see a lot of people like going out, like leaving, kind of going to their own homes and stuff. The bar thins out a little bit. There's still a healthy crowd. People are still drinking and having fun, but...
Wait, is Ice Day over?
There is less ice in the harbor, and people are sort of just kind of going back to their houses. Remember, this was a day off. They still have to work tomorrow, so some of them are going to sleep it off. Some of them are still hanging out and partying. Gunther, big fucking shock, is still tearing it up. Bunther's there with his brother. They keep singing. Like, there's not like any kind of karaoke setup, but they just break out into song every now and then. They are both terrible, but they're kind of digging it, and everybody sings along. It's that kind of holiday.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, let's ruin it.
How do you ruin bad singing? It's already ruined.
Well, I'll be there as their backup.
Just changing every other word to Torag.
Yep.
Clap on the 1 and the 3. All right, so it's dark.
All I see are credits.
We're not going to stop drinking until something happens.
Ah.
We may not stop drinking when something happens.
We are resigned.
I would say dedicated, but sure.
Well, Brandon Firemaster is fighting fit and ready to go. Got that strength point back. I guess maybe flexing a bit. Probably flexing a bit, but in a humble way. Now that I don't have the broom to balance that out.
We should start our own karaoke songs, and don't start believing in Torag.
Oh.
That's fucking delightful.
Okay, now that I know the layout of what you're all doing, everybody give me perception checks.
All right.
Yay.
Somebody roll a 1. I want to drink.
I mean, you can drink anyway.
Yeah, I guess I've been cheating.
Oh, I've definitely been cheating.
Silas rolls an 11.
I'm running out of rum punch.
My nog's gone.
Oh.
I'm back to beer.
Well, Brandon Firemaster rolls a natural 1.
Everybody drink.
Klaus rolls a 2. Man, not quite enough to get everybody to drink, but
I know.
It's
still
hard.
pretty bad.
Listeners, if you're at home and you're wondering, do these rules apply to you? Yes. Yes, they do.
Unless
So
you're a
drink.
recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
still-
Or you're
I still
driving or
roll-
something, in which
Yeah.
case,
Oh.
pause and drink when it's okay.
Only drink when it is safe to do so.
Man, my 2 was 7 points below Brandon Thighmaster's natural 1.
Yeah, it was.
Brandon Firemaster got his lost muscle mass back, so he's making the most of that and looking at himself.
You can't hear when your traps are so big they're covering your ears.
Exactly.
All right. So Fandango will hear it. Silas will hear it. Bjorg will hear it. Brandon and Klaus will not. So Fandango, Silas, and Bjorg hear, "Champion of the island, emerge and face me."
Hey, Klaus.
Ron Weasley Jeremy, are you talking to me? Can you hear my thoughts?
Should we start playing Queen?
Ron Weasley Jeremy begins to masturbate furiously.
Fantingo goes over and taps Klaus on the shoulder.
Do I have to roll a perception to feel that?
No, I'll give you that. I'll give you the tap.
Dude, I was having a conversation with my weasel. Is this something
Your weasel is having a conversation with his weasel, so I don't think he's paying attention, bro.
He is really going to town. It's making you uncomfortable. Ron Weasley Jeremy.
He's sucking his dick?
What?
Wait.
Wait, when I say masturbation, you assume he's sucking his... Do you have some talents we don't know about, Bevan?
No, but I'm not a weasel.
Can weasels suck their own dicks?
I
I
honestly
would
don't know.
imagine
Is that-
so.
I'm Googling
Getting
the
on
fuck
Google.
out of that.
Yeah,
Why do
that.
you imagine that so?
Well, because they're long and flexible, aren't they?
I genuinely don't know. I've never owned a weasel.
Wow. There's a video of a walrus sucking its own dick.
Yeah, that's what came up in mine. Walrus sucks on dick. YouTube. How to
You know,
suck your own
the
dick.
host of a podcast we did on the Mimic Chest can suck their own dick.
Characters of Shakespeare's play? Fuck off, Google. You're drunk.
Yeah. If that doesn't get some people subscribing to the Patreon, I don't know what will.
it's It's just hours of uncomfortable noises.
Yeah, we did a Mimic Chest about a podcast upon which one of the hosts can suck their own dick. Go deep Googling, you motherfuckers. Figure it out.
Fortunately, we didn't try to mimic that part.
You got a mouse in your pocket, Rick? What you mean we?
So is Ron Weasley Jeremy like whacking off with his hind legs?
Tiny little, he's got his tiny little weasel hands around his penis. He learned it from you, Dad. He learned it from you.
All right.
Right. So, hey, Klaus. One, your weasel's beating it on the table. Two, I'm not eating off this table. Three, does having that axe make you the champion of the island?
No.
Upon saying that, you feel the axe throb with power and like jerk itself into your hand.
Kind of like Ron Weasley Jeremy's dick.
Kind of like Ron Weasley Jeremy's dick, honestly. I can't dispute that. That's pretty fair.
I rolled a perception check of 2. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no.
I was watching my weasel jerk off.
Fair enough. Well,
That will draw your attention.
yeah, that's a distraction if ever there was one.
Yeah.
And I'm being disappointed that he was using his hind legs rather than his mouth. I'm sure we'll have to do a little bit more Google research, but I think
if a walrus can, I can't imagine that a weasel could.
yeah, walrus.
I mean, but by that context, I would think a human could. And
That blubber is flexible.
Mine isn't.
You're not a walrus, John.
I have a long mustache. I'm really fat.
You do have those tusks. The tusks are weird, man.
You know something? Maybe you need an audience. That's the problem is.
You heard him,
You know what?
everybody. At the next live A&D, John will try to suck his own dick. So be sure to come out and watch that show.
There's an audience out there for that.
Or we're like show up and it's the biggest crowd we've ever had by a factor of 10.
Just these really intense looking guys.
It's just like, whoa.
So just in case I can't manage the feed, who's gonna be my second here?
Is this like dueling? Do you get a second? Oh, I'm unsure of the etiquette.
What's the public dick sucking protocol?
Oh, Christ.
Oh.
I have a feeling that the people who turn up are going to know the protocol right down to the letter.
All right, if you show up to watch John suck his own dick, inform us on the rule of sucking.
Jesus.
Joe, be ready to go. Welcome to the end of the year episode.
Our interludes aren't this interluded.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
we shouldn't have pre-game drinking and drag.
This is brilliant. This is our best episode ever.
To be
Let's
fair,
keep
it's
going.
really on brand for us.
I am still putting this as canon. This is all part of Bjork's hallucination.
Definitely agreed. So anyway, you heard that. Klaus, you got tapped on your shoulder while your weasel was beating his weasel. What does everybody want to do with that information?
Well, I
Why?
asked Klaus if he was the champion of the island. He said no. His ex disagreed.
Why are
Yeah.
movies trying to suck their own dicks? Oh.
Weasel dicks all the way down.
Oh.
Hey,
Where did-
Bjorn, you should drink more.
I don't, I'm not touching the weasel's weasel.
All right, well, you be you.
Ugh.
Hey, Ron
Sure.
Jeremy Weasley has got it under control. He's not asking for your help.
Ugh.
That's
He's
good.
doing his own
Bjork's
business
got-
like a gentleman, goddamn it.
Bjork's got huge hands, dude. If I were a weasel, I'd be scared of that shit.
That'd be like someone wrapping their hands around your body while you're jerking off.
Bjorg is just going to sit back at this point and go,
I am 90% sure that this is a movie on Pornhub.
What's a Pornhub?
How do I get
God, are we going to pretend that even in another world, Fandango doesn't know that?
Fandango can pretend that even in another world he doesn't know that.
Asa
It's a-
Akira? I don't know. That's a weird name.
It's a magical place for you.
In the 10 Commandments of Torag, I gotta think sucking weasel dick is pretty high.
Really? You think there was so much weasel dick sucking in Torag's ranks that he had to make a commandment for it?
I'm now actively keeping Silas away from Ron Weasley Jeremy.
Wait, here's the relevant question, Silas. Torag's commandment about weasel dick sucking, pro or against?
Oh, I thought you were going to say pro or amateur. Because I would expect Silas to be an Olympic gold medalist weasel cocksucker.
Wow.
All right, so there was a scream about a champion.
Has this been real time since somebody said that?
God, I hope so.
Oh,
You hear another voice. Champion of the island?
Oh, fuck it. Silas sticks his head out the door and says, he's in here, come kill him.
Aha, Silas, roll me a perception check. You looked outside the goddamn door.
Did he look outside the right door?
Advancing the story with a 12.
You, Silas. Oh, God. You see shapes, like at the edge of the forest where it like butts up against the beginning of the piers. You just see sort of shapes far away in the shadows, lingering. And you hear...
Like what kind of shapes? Like triangles? Or
with a 12, you're just getting shapes. It's far away, and you really ate shit on that. Also, Silas doesn't have night vision. You bitch. But you do hear a voice scream, "Fetch him! Tell him we have innocence."
Scream out, "Are you Torag?"
Who?
Then go fuck yourself.
I shout, Torag is the champion of this island. Am I right, Silas?
Torag's the champion of every island.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh.
And
Okay.
then he'll stick his head out the door and take a look around.
Give me a perception check.
Fendingo will roll a natural 20.
Hey, everybody drink. I know that wasn't the rule before, but we haven't had many, so I'm changing it.
We haven't
That's a good
rolled.
roll.
We've just been drinking a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get the listeners involved, too. Make this fun for them.
I think they've caught on by this point that they should just be drinking.
Yeah. All right, Fandingo, with a natural 20, you can see shapes that are distinctively non-human kind of prowling around the edge of like the grass where it meets the pier. And as they're walking, you see that occasionally they'll get a little too close and they'll kind of hit this little bit of a shimmer, like a magical spark that runs through. It looks very similar to the wards and weapons that the got busted out earlier when the sea monsters were attacking and the mage activated his power. You can also make out a human woman at just the edge of the thing, and hell, seeing as you fucking got a natural 20, you recognize her as the woman that Brandon jaw-jacked earlier.
Oh,
God.
Christ.
Just punched the shit out of, and she is standing there looking terrified.
Ah, shit. Klaus, you're gonna have to probably go die.
I've been saying that for a while now.
Hey, Silas, there's great evil out there on the shore. I think I saw a guy take a shit on a holy symbol of Torag.
All right. Silas heads towards the shore, arrow drawn, firing at anything that moves.
All right.
Oh, God.
Klaus wants to see what kind of load Ron Weasley Jeremy shoots.
Wow. Fuck, that worked. That worked a little better than I expected. All right. Fandingo's going to start playing Eye of the Tiger and follow fucking Silas.
All right, Silas is going to step up. Fandingo is going to follow.
Have I been snapped out of the looking at myself thing yet, or?
Yeah, you've noticed your friend's leaving, and that's less eyes on you, so we'll give you that. Also, Klaus, roll me a d10.
Klaus rolls a 1.
Apparently he's already hit it that day because the weasel jizz only shoots 1 inch away.
Oh, man.
Things I didn't think I'd ever need in D&D. How hard did my weasel come?
I would like to look up the weasel jizz table.
I don't think that exists, but it might after this gaming session, depending on how dedicated our fans are.
Ron Weasley Jeremy has disappointed me. My attention, I need to focus it elsewhere. What's going on around here?
Brandon has begun to slowly stop working out, and Bjorg is just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
What's the idiot doing?
You're gonna have to narrow that down.
You're watching your weasel jerk off.
Yeah. We got someone who's really hot,
Sorry.
who's been working out, and someone who watched a weasel beat it. So
What's Silas doing?
Silas has left the building.
Oh shit! That should be good. Well, I gotta look for him.
All right, you step out. Roll me a perception.
Klaus rolls a 3.
Well, you see shapes walking away from the pier because it's a very limited it's a fucking pier with one path, so you physically can't miss them completely. You just see shapes walking away.
So in the sense that Fandango wants people who can fight to follow, he's going to keep kind of looking back towards the bar. So he rolls a 20 on a perception check. Maybe he'll see Klaus.
Yeah, with a 20, you can see Klaus popping his head out being interested.
Klaus, get the other people. I convinced Silas to go rescue this woman that Brandon punched, and this sounded way better in my head. Just go get
Jesus
the order.
Christ! Are you speaking in sentences? What is that?
Get the blue guy and the ab guy,
Yeah.
and bring the axe.
Yeah, I've already got the axe.
Wait. You said the woman that Brandon punched? I thought you said innocents were in danger.
No, I told you that he shit on a holy symbol of Torak.
Yeah, that's the lie.
That's all you cared about.
Okay.
Because you're the worst paladin in the world.
You didn't even ask for a sense motive, man.
Okay, then that woman needs to die.
Jeez. She did not shit on the... She can only be harmed by the holy arrows of Torak.
What's the record for losing your paladin powers in a game?
Fandango says something. I should get the blue guy and the naked guy. You, blue, and weirdo naked guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some shit going on out here. Get over here.
Fuck. All right, I have to give you this. So, Fandango, as you move closer, you notice that the woman doesn't look entirely right. There's something a little bit off about her.
She's got a black
fear. Maybe it's the fear. Maybe it's the monsters around her. But there's just something that strikes you as off from the distance.
Huh. All right. I mean, the only person to say anything to is Silas. So
she's 8 months pregnant with a black eye. God damn it, Brandon.
But she was magically enslaving someone. I'm a lawful guy. She was.
I don't even remember this.
I stay drinking will drown a lot of memories.
Silas is screaming at the shapes, asking, which one of you shit on Torag?
Again, you hear a voice call back. Who is Torag?
Oh, this is gonna go down.
Not knowing who Torag is a sin against Torag. Open fire.
I guess. What are you aiming for? You aiming for the woman or the shapes?
The shapes.
All right. Roll me an attack and take a -5.
All right. So the first, hold on.
The natural one. You only get the one attack, and the natural one.
Yeah, I know. I have a macro here.
Oh,
so
wait, never mind. That's your damage. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's -5. That's a 22 AC.
All right, toward one of the shapes. Okay, you will hit
For 11 points of damage.
Okay. You hear some sort of screech from far off.
Yeah, that's who Toreg is, motherfuckers.
And you hear the voice say, "If the champion will not come to us, we shall come to him."
Who's we?
Who's Toreg?
Don't make me turn back and fire at you too.
All right, Bjorg's getting himself up, coming out.
I just like the monsters to question that some more.
Everybody who's outside,
Brandon has just walked out.
everybody's outside, roll me a perception. If you're all outside, you can all roll perceptions.
Hey, I'm outside. Oh, holy shit. Klaus rolls a 19.
Silas rolls a 6.
Fendingo rolls a 17.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 15.
Bjorg rolls a 20.
Ooh.
Drink.
Okay, so not natural.
No,
But yes,
okay.
everybody drink, especially you,
Yeah,
listener.
sure.
Fuck you. Okay, so everybody but Silas can hear the voice say, "You think you are safe, but the mage's wards have been worn down. Even if you don't come to us, we can come to you." And then everybody can basically see a giant beam of dark energy shoot out from the forest, striking against the barrier between the pier and the land. And as it hits, the force field that Fandingo saw earlier sort of cracks and wavers and shimmers slightly, as if it's about to break. And you can hear the voice again. "It's up to you. This can be a fight between us, or a fight with the villagers involved. It's your choice, champion."
Are the villagers very good at fighting? Because I'm
I
not.
was saying the same thing.
I mean, the mage was, but he kind of blew his load on those sea monsters earlier.
All right, Bjorg is going to go.
If I had to choose between a fight between the big bad guy and me, and the big bad guy and me versus all the villagers, that sounds awesome.
It's y'all's call, man. I'm just telling you what he's saying.
Well, where would you want us to meet you anyway?
This is like the Three Amigos when they get all the villagers involved.
Bjorg is.
So costumes.
Pretty sure the villagers had a say in that one, but yeah. Aside from consent, pretty close.
They have a say.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
All right, guys, start sewing.
Brandon Firemaster just assumes that everybody wants to fight. He's egalitarian like that.
So what
So,
kind of
Rosalita, so like the wind.
knowledge check do I have to do to see if I can figure out what's wrong with this weird woman?
Rosalita?
Rosalita of the Black Eye.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. She didn't really have a name beforehand, so Rosalita is as good as anything else. Okay. To try and figure out precisely what is wrong with her, I will need a knowledge of the plains.
All right, I'm going to use my Lore Master skill once a day. I can take 20 on any knowledge check.
Damn. Is that 20 plus bonus or just a flat 20?
Yes, yeah. So once a day, he can basically just pull an answer out of his ass. Is what he's basically saying.
Yeah. So you functionally rolled a 20, but we don't treat it as a natural 20.
But we still drink.
Oh, we always drink. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
20 plus whatever your skill is. So give me your total roll.
All right. 24.
You're not sure what it is. If it's the glint in her eye or the sarcasm in her voice, but you don't buy it. You don't buy it. You think there's something else going on here. She seems a little too calm and a little too not being an asshole compared to the woman you met earlier. So John, you know that like there's creatures with like mind control and like magic, and you don't know what's going on. You just know that you don't trust the words coming out of her mouth.
I now know these things, and everyone around me is stupid, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, everyone around you stupid. That's a new fucking game.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm not stupid, too.
I was going to say, that's kind of the core of this whole game, is we're all stupid.
It's like that game you said, everybody's John, except this one's everybody's an idiot.
Yep.
Well, Silas, convinced thanks to Klaus that Toreg is the champion of the island, is still heading towards the barrier and still going to be firing arrows at these shapes.
They have retreated slightly into the trees, so you no longer have clean
Yeah, that's right. You run.
I'm still playing Eye of the Tiger.
Okay, so
But
are
he
you guys...
gets a +2 on everything.
So I guess, are you guys marching out onto the land, or is Fandango going to say anything? What's the game plan?
Brandon's flanking Fandango. Yeah.
Okay, you're watching on land. I have a contingency for this, shockingly enough. I have a map ready.
I'd just like to add at this point that Brandon still doesn't feel bad about punching that lady. She was exploiting a magical curse to enslave someone into menial labor. I think she got what was coming to her. But Brandon is also very careful about how he phrases that, and that's important.
All right, you have stepped out of the off the pier, and you are in like the section of forest nearby. There's a lot of trees, some of them dead, most of them dead now. You don't remember them being that way before. But you can all give me perceptions to see what you can spot through the trees. And then, while we're on a rolling streak, why don't you go ahead and give me initiatives as well?
Brandon Fimus rolls a 13 for perception.
Silas rolled a 6 for perception.
Fandango rolls a 12 for perception.
Yorgle's a 7 for perception.
Klaus rolls a 19.
If we're talking initiative, Brandon rolls a 5.
Oh.
Fandango rolls a 20 for initiative.
Silas rolls a 23.
Yorgle's a 10 for initiative.
Klaus rolls an 11 for initiative. That's embarrassing.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, you're not even the lowest one by a healthy margin. So we have Silas up first with a perception of 6. Silas, you see trees.
I detect evil on the trees.
That's sensible.
The trees are not evil.
Okay. Then I'll move forward, but keeping an eye on those trees nevertheless.
Okay, Silas, do you have any form of dark vision or low light vision?
Not even remotely.
Okay, you cannot see more than 10 feet in front of you.
Well, there's a tree about 10 feet in front of me, so I'm keeping an eye on that.
There you go. Fandango!
Hello.
With a perception of 12, you do not currently see anything. Do you have any form of low light or dark vision?
Yeah, I'm a half elf.
So you have low light?
Low light.
Okay, there's no light sources. You're going to need dark vision. Or you're going to need to create a light source.
It's okay. It's my turn. I can create light sources.
You absolutely can. That's why I'm letting you know.
Hey, Fandango's going to move to where he's about 15 feet behind. He's going to move forward about 10 feet and cast dancing lights and make 4 balls of light in basically from him. He's going to make a ball of light 10 feet in each direction.
Fandango, you have successfully cast 4 torches. You are now illuminating around you, basically, all the way up to Silas, basically everything except what's behind the nearest trees. Oh, fun fact, speaking of, yeah, it is time for someone else to go. So, Silas, since you couldn't see, you didn't notice these creatures on either side of the tree that rush up. They are bipedal, with weird giant mouths in the front and flailing tentacles overhead.
Well, no, I would have seen them when they got into threat range there, because these torches illuminate 20 feet in every direction, right?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, you see them on their turn as they rush you.
Okay.
Congratulations.
You see them when it's too late.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Thank you,
Wacky
Torag.
waving inflatable arm guys are attacking Silas.
The first bite, oh shit, natural 20. So
Everybody drink.
That's definitely going to hit. Everybody drink. And you get another D4 plus 4. Oh no, wait, it's Pathfinder. We just double it. So 16 points of damage off the bat.
Whoa. Did you confirm the crit?
Oh, god damn it, we're still in Pathfinder. Gotten
Not
so
by
used to
the-
playing 5th edition. 4 plus 7 is 10. Nope. So you just get 8, but roll me a DC fort save. Do you have any saves against poison? As a paladin.
I'm pretty sure as a paladin. Hold on.
Oh, save it. It's disease.
Oh, it's disease, yeah. And since I'm still a paladin, at least for the next couple of minutes, nope.
All right. Well, roll me a DC 14 fort save. Okay. You are not diseased from that one. Now the second bite.
I can't get diseased.
Oh, okay. So what's your AC?
22.
Okay. He does not hit you with that one. But now it's time for all of the tentacles. So the first one goes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 18.
Oh, he hits the shit out of you. You take 12 damage.
And then you say, now it's time for all the tentacles.
Now it's time for all the tentacles. All 4 tentacles. Natural 20. Everybody drink. 15, so that'll miss. 22, that'll hit. And 16, that'll miss. And then we'll roll 1 extra to confirm the crit. Ignore the damage on this. This is just a fight roll. 14 doesn't do shit. So no crits. So you just take 7 and 7 damage. You take 14 more damage.
All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is not a maybe jump out and get flanked by these creatures thing. Do you guys forget what real fights are like?
Yes.
Have we been in one yet? Or
Oh, you've been in many.
I mean,
have we handled them like real fights, no, Drew? Or, I mean, I know Bjork has.
I've handled
Klaus.
them like a bard in a real fight.
Here's the good news. It is your turn, and you can see all of that happening because Fandingo's lights are right in that fucking shit. So they are lighting up those monsters who are just killing the shit out of Silas.
Happy Ice Day, Klaus.
What you want to do with your turn, son?
Shit, I guess I'll just go attack the monsters.
Okay, you're going to attack a monster.
All right. Even if it's to save Fandingo.
No, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's Silas. It's definitely Silas.
Oh, Silas. Well, even that, yeah.
Yeah. All right, you can get there in one move, so take a swing or a shot or whatever you like.
All right, I'm taking a swing with my big ass axe.
Okay.
Everybody gets +2 to hit and damage.
Awesome. All right, I guess that makes it 24.
Yeah, that is a 24. That will absolutely hit.
And damage at a 5 adjusted for Fandingo's bonuses, but not for whatever the axe's bonuses are.
That's correct. And hoo boy, you hear a shriek from the creature that you hit. It lets out a fearsome, horrible wail that just sort of lingers, and it's fucking terrible. But yeah, you cut the shit out of this thing. It is not looking great. And
It's my favorite Christmas carol.
indeed. Okay. Something happens. And Bjorg, it's your turn.
All right. Bjorg is going to basically, let's see, straight up charge the one that, well, first of all, Bjorg is going to rage. Then he's going to charge the other one, flanking Silas. And actually, I believe I can go over here and get flanking the flanking bonus from being opposite.
That is correct. You can get a flanking bonus. And these creatures are not immune to flanking.
Whoever asked me about my inadequacies in being a rogue last time, fuck you.
Very important to mention, Klaus, right now, you are not flanking anyone.
Yeah, and I know. That's what I was just referring to.
All right. Bjorg is going to just basically charge up and unleash his, and like just heave out and cut. 28.
Jeez.
Yeah, that'll hit.
30 with the bonus.
Oh, yeah, with the bonus, it's 30.
Shockingly, you still hit.
Yeah.
Who could have fucking foreseen that one?
I know. It's just something
I
I
wasn't
was so
even
sure.
about to mention
And
it.
Bjorg rolls 24 damage.
Jesus. Also not right.
+2.
Oh, yeah, 26.
All right, that was your freebie.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Very correct.
He's just gonna come up the other side of this thing and attempt to like bisect it from below.
Oh boy, if you thought it let out the one Klaus hit let out a wail, you should hear this one screech as Bjorg cleaves into it like it owes him money. Brandon Thighmaster.
Remind me not to borrow money from Drew.
Anyway, Brandon Thighmaster, it is your turn.
It's still standing, right? That's worrying. Okay, recklessly charge in. Punch the one to my 10 o'clock. Flurry of blows.
All right, the one that Klaus is fighting.
26, a 20, and a 20.
Those will all hit.
Has a 7, a 6, and an 8 with damage. Oh, +2 on all of those, I guess. So a 9, an 8, and a 10.
That's a full force fist colonoscopy.
Wow. Yeah. Brandon Thighmaster runs in and fucks this thing all the way up. It is dead. It is ultra dead. It is fucking dead.
It's like reverse hentai.
I've seen enough anime to know where you're going, and you're not going there. Silas, are you still standing?
Just barely. If I don't heal myself this round, I will go down. But that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I will lay hands on myself.
Like Ron Weasley, Jeremy?
Do we have to watch this, or can we roll to turn away?
Suck your dick. Suck your dick.
Yeah, I want to see if we can do it. Torag rewards those who help themselves.
And I give myself back 8 hit points.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Hold on.
I'm guessing you also still have a move action if you would like to 5 foot out of...
Yeah, I was going to say that. Well, that's only a swift action to heal myself.
Oh, nice.
So
okay, go ahead.
A 5 foot and then unload into this thing that Bjorg was attacking.
Fair enough.
So we have a 17 AC and a 20 AC, or 22 AC.
Okay. The 17 AC will hit.
All right, so that's 14 points of damage with that arrow. And then 12 points with the other arrow.
You just like woke the fuck up today.
You've slain this motherfucker and, regained your sense of power after they beat the shit out of you. Just beat the living shit out of you.
Silas finds it invigorating.
All right, Fendingo, it is your turn. Everybody that you can see is dead.
Then Fendingo and his lights are going to move 10 feet. Well, yeah, I can heal.
Okay, who would you like to heal? One of the monsters?
No, Silas.
Oh, it was worth asking. So yes, sort of one of the monsters.
Yeah, I was just looking at how I got to count up my spells per day. But yes, I will heal some Silas. When I moved around, did I see any new things that want to kill us?
Nope. You are still pretty good. You can give me a perception if you want to try and squint into like the low light darkness, but naturally looking, no.
Yeah, I'll try perception.
Okay.
Yeah, Fendingo rolls a 23 for perception.
Okay, from where you are, you think you see something moving to the northeast.
Hey guys, there's something over there.
Boy, that was
where?
a warning.
Northeast.
Roll your heal.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking up how much it is. It's 2d8 plus 6. All right. So Fendingo heals Silas for 14.
Thank you, sir.
I suppose you're worth it.
Not in Torag's eyes, I'm not.
And good timing, because now it is someone else's turn as more creatures rush in. Why not? Okay, so a bite to Silas and a bite to Bjorg. First bite to Silas, 19 hits, 11 damage, but you are immune to disease, so that's good for you. Bjorg, you take a 14. I'm going to guess that doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
All right. Well, you're also both taking 2 tentacles. So 2 to Silas, 9 and 13, so jack shit, and 2 to Bjorg, 13 and 15. So jack shit.
Yep. Jack
All right,
shit.
so All they did was a little bit of damage to Silas. Klaus. The monsters are both in light, so you can make moves as needed.
Klaus will take a lesson from whoever and get in a flanking position. I guess we'll take a lesson from Bjorg, who did that.
Check out that roguish ability.
Okay, do you have low light vision?
Maybe.
Is a half elf.
Half elf.
So yeah.
Okay. Then you're okay. If you didn't, you would be fighting in darkness, and there will be penalties for that.
Okay. Well, I'm awesome. I'm gonna sneak attack because I can do that when I'm flanking. And here we go. All right. Klaus rolls a natural 20.
Roll again to confirm.
Drink.
That looks like a natural 1.
That's definitely a natural 1. Everybody drink again. But there's no negatives to it. You get a regular hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do 10 damage, or you do 12 damage pre-adjustment.
Okay.
All right, you do a little extra, and the creature wails in pain.
Does it wail in pain and surprise? Or was it not really that surprise?
I mean, it saw him coming. It's not actually surprised. It's just because he's flanking.
Yeah, some smooth Rogan. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, and as
Fuck you,
Klaus finishes, another figure stumbles in out of the darkness as a peasant woman, the one that you might all recognize as the one that Frank picked up, walks in like she's looking bloody and haggard and like just beat to shit scared. She's like, you fuckers, you don't know what they've been doing to me.
So we meet again, defenseless woman.
Brandon, this is not the innocent peasant woman she seems to be. This is some kind of demon woman.
Wait, you're laying a lot of blame on her.
Demon woman, you punch me. You get me involved with monsters and you call me a demon, you piece of shit?
But I didn't call you a demon. I just punched you in the face. And
oh, that's way fucking better.
Yeah. I did neither of those things. I was just trying to have a good time watching my weasel jerk off.
You know what?
The rest of you.
You abused a magical curse to enslave someone to do your menial work. Whereas if you chopped that wood yourself, that would have been like excellent upper body exercise. And you just threw that away.
You do remember you just punched her because she wasn't paying attention to you, right?
Oh, that could also be true. But, you know, the truth, like the universe, is filled with many complexities. And
here's one that's not complex. In the initiative, Bjorg, you are up next, so you get to decide what you want to do. You've got a monster up your ass.
All right, Bjorg is going to unleash 2 attacks.
Let's play the Will Bjorg auto kill something game.
You forgot the when at the beginning of that sentence, bro.
Fair. Rick, I want you to know I'm drinking orange soda beer right now, just for you, buddy.
Oh, God.
Also because I love it.
You have no soul.
Yeah, that's give me.
All right. I don't think I've drank this much bourbon since high school.
Damn, sorry, I'm crunching numbers in my head. And I was never the world's best accountant.
Good thing you went into a highly mathematically based career like writing.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. First attack.
Jesus wept.
First attack is 35.
That's a nat 20, good sir.
19, yeah, natural 20. Second attack is at 19. So I suppose I need to... Actually, I need to roll to confirm for both of those. No, it's not a natural 19, so no.
Yeah, no. You only need to roll for the natural 20, but we all have to drink for the natural 20, including you, listener. Pull your car over, take out your flask, and get it fucking done.
All right, 32.
We don't care if the cops are already talking to you.
So go ahead and double your first hit.
All right.
Ooh. This was not the round to play the Will Bjorg auto kill game.
I just assumed that we drink if he does and we drink if he doesn't. So
I think we
win
definitely
either way.
drink if he does.
12 on the first hit, so that's doubled. That's 24.
That is the lowest possible damage you could have done on that.
I know, it's kind of disappointing.
Is that with your +2 from me?
Actually, yeah, so that's 26.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm entering the right numbers. So the second hit.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's only 2. Wait, you don't get to add that twice.
Did the
All right.
19 hit?
Yeah, the 19 still hits.
Okay. 14. Wow, 2 natural ones on damage.
And yet you've still killed the shit out of this.
So we all drink 3 times.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say that, especially you, listener. Maybe drink 6 for not keeping up.
Right, because it's
basically just
1
gonna
for each natural 1 and 1 for the playing will be or kill something this round.
He's just gonna he's gonna cut in such a way he basically like his strikes hew every single tentacle off and then just leave this fat mouth on the ground that he then chops in half.
It's actually worth pointing out that Bjorg rolled nothing but 1s on his damage.
Yes, thus turning this into a very harsh game at this point.
Well, thankfully those don't count on D6s because that's a very different percentage. But I'm drinking to that you rolled natural 1s that whole fucking damage run and still killed the shit out of it. Brandon Thighmaster, you are up, sir. Do you want to beat the shit out of that peasant woman again?
Brandon, hit her. Seriously, bro, hit her.
I'm not going to hit her. I'm going to explain myself.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The last time you explained yourself to anybody, you summoned a demon.
I'm going to ignore Fandango. I call ignore on Fandango and dodge on the peasant woman. And I say, look, lady, I hate you because you were doing an evil thing, and I was a bit bored and wanted to be somewhere else. So, if these monsters are giving you hassle, we can sort the monsters. We're fine. Look what Bjork just did. That was horrifying. Those monsters are... we're not worried about them. So, just calm down. Go back to whatever it is peasant women do. Chop your own firewood. Don't get magical slaves to do it. And we'll call it a night.
All right. Brandon spends his turn mansplaining. Silas.
Put that on the live blogger. That is a sin against God. That's magnificent.
Hold on, I gotta write that.
I prefer monk-splaining.
Fair, that is a good one.
All right. So holding off on basically all of my pluses on this one. So let's see here. The first attack is a 30 to AC.
That will hit.
So that actually hits twice with 2 arrows. So that's 9 and 13. So 22 points.
Okay.
The next attack hits AC 18.
That will hit.
Rolls a natural 1 for the damage. So that's 6 points.
Okay.
And a drink.
And then I'm assuming a 12 AC misses.
It does, but good news, you killed it.
But I still rolled a natural 1 for that damage roll.
There you go.
Fuck it, we'll drink again.
We'll drink anyway. We'll just drink just for the funny.
Oh wait, that's not actually a D20. Those damage rolls.
Yeah, we know. That's why we were doing it for fun.
Oh, damn it.
Fandango. Oh.
Fandango casts Hold Person on the peasant woman.
I guess what's the save for that? She does get a save.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Gotta know before you cast, man.
Will save, and it negates.
What's the DC?
12.
Okay, will save of 12.
This is the same chick that I saw was all weird a little while ago, right?
Yeah, this is definitely the same woman.
The one that Brandon punched in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've established that.
Which is weird. Like, oh man, I can't believe I got punched in the face.
I GM rolled that one because you don't know how it has resolved. And, as you might expect...
Oh, look, more little thingies.
Indeed. One's going to run at Klaus.
Oh,
One's going to run for Bjorg. But because they had to move this much, they're only going to get bites. So bite to Klaus. 13, probably didn't do shit.
no.
And bite to Bjorg. 19.
19 hits.
Okay, that's 8 damage, and you are not immune to disease, asshole, so roll me a fort save.
All right.
Unlike fucking Silas.
All right, so it's Fortitude save. What's the DC?
14.
14. Bjorg rolls a 23.
You just take the 8 damage, no disease.
Some nice fortitude.
Klaus, if there was ever a time for payback, you have that opportunity. There's a monster that just tried to bite you right in front of you.
Oh, well, it's not really payback. It didn't actually bite me, but I do still want to hurt it.
I feel like if someone tries to punch you, you still beat the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah. All right. Class rolls. Is Fendingo still playing?
Fendingo has not stopped playing since you left the bar.
Then a 22 with a 5 damage with plus whatever magical bonuses the axe have.
That is correct. You slice in, you do some extra damage. The monster lets out a horrible shriek, but it is still standing.
All right.
All right. Brandon, what's your AC?
My current AC with dodge is 19.
Ooh, nice. You can just dodge out of the way of the first slice. And the second, as the peasant woman pulls forth a blade and begins to stab at you.
I told you to punch her.
As she screams, "The Dark Lords will be done!" And I feel like after that sudden yet inevitable betrayal, that's a good place to call this game for the week, because I know we have a lot of questions to get through. And let's be honest, we've been drinking aggressively for a few hours, so we're probably more fun on that front than the other. So, to lead us through our questions tonight, we have got Rick, who is taking the reins from Joe. So, Rick, what is our first question of the evening?
All right. Mark asks, and just for the record, Mark, since you're starting to, expect it, we will not tell you to go fuck yourself. So instead,
Fuck you, Mark.
instead, eat a dick.
Have a very lovely evening, Mark. Yes, I know that'll drive you crazy.
I genuinely don't know if this is the same Mark or not, if we're just telling random people to eat dicks.
No, this is definitely the same Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at it.
All right, so he said this one is for Drew. Since beginning this shit show, has there been any one moment where you wanted to see a character roll 3 1s, or a moment where you really wanted to see someone do the opposite and roll 3 20s?
I mean, the 3 1s, there's just been so many times where it would have been really funny if someone accidentally killed themselves. So I can't pick one spot for that. There's no end to the comic possibilities. As for the natural 20s, there have been times when they were squaring off against people who were way stronger than them for various reasons, like Demon Horse or Big Red, where I thought it would have been really great if they just fucking sank the ball from across the court, suddenly winning, and it would have been really fun. But yeah, I mean, aside from those, not really. It's more fun to struggle.
Okay. Holden asks, what is the coolest, funniest thing that a character in one of your campaigns has ever done?
Coolest and funniest, or
coolest/funniest thing that a character in one of your campaigns has ever done?
Any and all.
Oh, I'm still going to have to go for kicking a guy so hard he sees his own asshole before he dies.
That was pretty cool.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That's like coming into the game, testing its boundaries, basically calling a corner pocket shot from outside the pool hall, and it paying off. So
honestly, I gotta go. Probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in one of the campaigns I've been involved with is, again, from this one, Brandon introducing himself by saying, "Don't touch my abs," and then bouncing off a horse. It's one of the best character intros I've ever seen.
It was solid.
I have a character in another campaign right now who refers to his other party members as "Hey dwarf, hey other dwarf, and you tree fucker."
So Tommy Wiseau from the room. Hey dwarf,
So yeah, it's kind of like every interaction, the beginning of every interaction with his party member. Oh yeah, he cast a minor illusion on one of our party members and convinced him that he was smoking weed when he was actually smoking a poisonous plant. And he became petrified for an hour, so we tied him to his horse facing the other way. Then we got jumped by bandits and almost died.
Nice.
That was hilarious.
Sounds about right. I had a main villain, so I ran a campaign and I got like down to the final fight with the party, and it was like built to be a good strategic, fun, like okay, it's hard, but if you think through, you can win. And then my goddamn villain rolled 3 natural 20s and killed the party's tank in one go. And it just fucked everything up. And I rolled in front of them. Like, there was no question. Like, they knew he had to die. That was the rules. And
Okay.
it was just a wild fucking game. They still managed to beat him, but it was so funny to watch them scramble.
There was a campaign I was peripherally involved in. A buddy of mine had a barbarian in it that was fire resistant, and they were fighting a mind flayer, and nothing was working, so the barbarian bull rushed this thing into lava and held it under until it died.
I was a part of this one campaign that got transported to modern times, and it turned out that in order to complete the spell that, like, to get us back home, all the components were illegal drugs. So we basically had to, like, spend us as a good party had to spend the game collecting like heroin, peyote, pretty much everything we can get our hands on.
That would be a really fun situation to put you all in, but I know it would end with everyone snorting everything.
We would just turn it into, we would just basically, you drop this party in Vegas, and we would basically become vice kingpins who dressed really funny.
Yeah, if I put you in modern times, I would basically be doing D&D Breaking Bad. Which does sound fun, if we're being honest.
It also wouldn't really be that much different from our normal lives if we just all went to Vegas.
Speaking of, everybody, the first Authors and Dragons Con is going to be on January the... what's the next one? Let's say January the 13th. Come on out to Vegas and join up. None of the others knew about this. It's a tax write-off.
It's a con.
It's literally a con.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our friend Christopher asks, what did everyone think of the new Star Wars?
Haven't seen it.
It was just like Bright. It was fine.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
It was fun. No, I didn't just like it. I enjoyed it. I had good fun.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Most Star Wars movies to me are fine. I'm not a big sci-fi guy. It's just fine.
I'll be the lone voice of dissent and say the more I think about that movie, the more it pisses me off.
There's maybe about half an hour I could have just cut from it, and I wouldn't have missed it. But
there's a lot you could cut from it.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun.
Exactly. It was a very okay movie. And that's fine. It's okay to be okay.
Some of us build our entire fucking careers on pushing to being mediocre.
Like, I think to a certain extent, like, obviously we want to have best stories we can in our genre and everything, but there is some truth to the idea that, like, us geeks get lost in the need for our geek entertainment to be fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah, I think there's this kind of, I think we feel that Star Wars has to mean something, and it really doesn't. It just, if it's a good movie. When I came out of The Force Awakens, I was like, I really enjoyed that, but the emotion I was feeling most was relief because it wasn't shit. It doesn't have to be this grand, life-changing movie. It just has to be not shit, and so I can enjoy it.
You just don't have to be mad that you spent $12.
Yeah.
It's okay if people just fly through space and go pew pew pew.
Yeah,
that's fine.
My optometrist found out I was a writer and then wouldn't stop talking to me about The Last Jedi. That was my weirdest experience revolving around Star Wars.
See, you know something? Being a writer, I think I pay attention to, I think, more when I see lazy writing, and there was a lot of lazy writing in Star Wars.
Yeah, but there's lazy writing in every movie.
Yeah, lazy writing in everything. But you know something? Star Wars has such a mystique. I mean, it doesn't have
Ewoks, motherfucker. Yeah. There was lazy writing in the original Star Wars.
Lazy writing, but there's a certain mystique.
I will agree. There's a lot of lazy writing, but there's a lot of lazy writing through the whole thing. It's just okay.
Yeah. It has great moments. Yeah, it's a great. Lazy.
Really shitty moments.
Yeah, well, it has some shitty moments. But you say, like I said, it could have shaved half an hour off that, and there still would have been some great charismatic character moments and great visual moments and very intense action scenes. Some good jokes in there. And so, yeah, I'd never say it was a bad movie.
I feel like if they brought it down to 2 hours and 30 minutes, it would have been way better.
Yeah, they could have shaved a lot off. But
a lot of fat to trim.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly.
They shave off all the fat, and essentially the movie is just a flyby of an X-wing, and then the credits roll.
I'm not going to go as far as Rick, but
there are people who would pay good money to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas.
But I certainly wasn't sitting in the cinema thinking, "Oh, my ass is falling asleep."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
right, what's our next one? Let's get off the fucking Star Wars.
All right. Chris asks, once everything has been completed on a book, do you have any special way to celebrate, or is it just lots of alcohol? And as a follow-up, he says, for John, now that you've gotten a celebrity endorsement and hopefully made lots of money as a result, can you buy the Panthers before Diddy does?
John, you want to start us off?
I'll start us off by saying that I don't actually think Diddy would be that bad an owner of an NFL team, because there's only about 48% of the team that's going to be up for sale. So it could be worse. And I don't think Diddy has a couple of $1 billion laying around. So it'd be like some ownership group. And, Steph Curry's talking about going in with Diddy, and everybody around Charlotte loves Steph and his father, Dell. So I think if Diddy does end up as part of an ownership group, it would be just fine. No, I have not made my fucking NFL team money, because I do not yet have a yacht or a life-size statue made out of cocaine of any best-selling authors.
Boo.
I said yet. And if you want to know what we're talking about, you fuckers got to subscribe to the Patreon and listen to the Mimic Chest shit.
It's like a lot more of a lot worse of this.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
And I don't do anything special when I finish a book. I just move on to upload it for sale and move on to the next book.
Book's never really finished. You got, get people to read it.
Yeah.
I go to my favorite Asian buffet the week I finish a book. That's like my reward for myself, because I'm always like working my ass off at the end. Like, oh god, so much to fucking do. And then I finally finish, and it's like, all right, I deserve a nice lunch. I'm gonna go get sushi.
Is this the business? How do you celebrate?
Yeah.
I go to my favorite Asian buffet.
Do you have a ritual, Joe?
Well, let's see. So back when I first got, it was a bit of a running joke actually, that when I first got my first sort of contract with Mongolia, I celebrated with a $5 pizza.
Nice.
But we were living in a kind of a shitty apartment. But I'm trying to think. I have 2 kids now, 2 little kids, so it's hard to go out or do anything. I actually can't fucking remember how I celebrated.
That's because a young father.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Joe's Kickstarter for a Patreon, or Joe's Kickstarter for a babysitter kicks off next week, so make sure to pledge.
Wait till your kids get in double digits, man, and you'll be like, oh, I finished a book. I have to do some coke. See ya.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, not much here. I mean, basically, it's kind of like, okay, the book is done, the work begins, and it's like, all right, wait for Amazon. It's like a waiting game of waiting to get the audiobook done, waiting for the print book, looking on Amazon and seeing like, oh, hey, the first review. Oh, it's a 2-star that says this wasn't like Bill the Vampire. It's like,
My idea of celebrating is so close to my idea of an ideal night out that most people wouldn't think it was celebrating. They just see a man standing in the smoking area, getting slowly drunk and thinking he's probably not celebrating anything, but I would be, because that's just what I like to do.
All right. Bethany asks, what do your families think about the podcast? Do they listen to it?
Shit, no.
No, my family does not listen to Dungeons & Dragons.
My family doesn't even know what a podcast is.
Yeah, my family.
Yeah, most of mine don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah, my family doesn't like it, but as for my wife, I hear the whole. It's nice that you actually have, people to talk to, so you don't just sit here and and grow slowly insane by yourself.
Yeah, you can do it with some other people.
You can grow
Live on
quickly
a
and same with others.
Yeah, my family, I will say, my family is very supportive of my job now that I'm successful. But they still don't entirely understand what I do beyond the books. They're like, oh, you write books. That's the thing I understand. And then I have and I do videos and I have a podcast and all this. And it's just blank stares as, oh, that's the thing that young people do.
Yeah, no, I'm always constantly trying to explain what it is I do, but then I realize that I don't have the words, and no one
gives a shit.
Yeah, well, it's just I don't know anybody who I don't have any friends who have ever read my books. Don't have really any friends who know what, say, an orc is, and I don't have any friends that listen to podcasts. So I'd basically just be speaking some crazy foreign language at them.
It actually kind of weirds me out when my friends read my books, because it's one thing to have a stranger kind of be like, oh, hey, I read your book and either I loved it or I hated it. It's another thing to be hanging out with some friends and be and then just start talking about it, and it's like, can we change the subject?
We're supposed to look at this.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, this is way more real all of a sudden. I love the idea that Steve is famous in America and unknown in England.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. My family claim they read my books, but my mum's always like, oh yeah, it's really good writing. I'm like, well, that's a fairly non-committal thing to say there, Mum. What? Yeah. I've never had the kind of guts to say, well, what actually happened in the book, Mum? Come on.
She's like, well, in that book, Shoot the Dead, a lot of people were shooting the dead.
Oh, so you have read it then.
That's the obligation you make with family, is they're going to go to the trouble of lying and pretending they know, and you're going to lie and pretend you believe them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we'll sit around this dinner table and pretend that you've read the book. And
yeah. It'd be way weirder if your mom was like, so does the monk fuck, or is he just working out for himself?
Oh my god.
Oh, good God, I don't want to listen to this now. When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, nobody should listen to this podcast.
Oh, that would be great. Honey, in Hell's Titties, that scene with the toilet, let's discuss that.
All right, Rick, give us one more. Close us out on a good one.
Okay. What are your favorite story tropes and which do you despise?
Oh God, that's like a fucking essay.
All right. Let's trim it down. One you like and one you hate. Let's not go deeper than that.
All right.
Everybody gets two. One you love, one you hate.
Ooh.
No, I'm a Pratchett fan, so I would say there is no trope that can't be handled freshly, regardless of how hackneyed or corny you think it is.
Well, yeah, but like, what do you every time? Like, what's one that you see and 9 times out of 10 you roll your eyes and like this fucking shit again?
I don't know.
I can do what I love off the bat. Inspired by Robert Asprin of the Myth Adventure series. One of my favorite tropes is simple solutions to really complex problems.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Especially if people don't realize it because they're overthinking.
Yeah, like in the Myth series, like it's about a bunch of like con men and grifters who end up like in a high fantasy world, or they are in a high fantasy world, but it's just the group is mostly con men and grifters, and so 9 times out of 10, like their solution is, oh yeah, we tricked them into drinking this potion that renders them powerless, or oh, the mob's running the scam. Oh, we just ran a better scam to drive the mob out, and it's like instead of like these high like, oh no, we have to do all this stuff, they're like, oh no, let's just lie to this guy and get it done.
It sounds like the Garrett P.I. novels too.
All right. One I absolutely hate, and it's like every fucking TV show uses this, is the whole, oh, I'm holding a gun to somebody's head, drop yours and slide it over and I'll let him go. And every single time, that there is no easier way to get me to scream at the TV. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay.
Guns are a ranged weapon.
Yeah. Especially since usually it's like, hi, I'm a gorilla. I'm a gorilla of a thug holding your little daughter here. There's like 25 square feet of my body mass visible to you, a sharpshooter.
Yeah, that's
a rough one.
Yeah.
I hate the body switching trope. That one annoys the piss out of me. That's my negative one. Because it's such a non-starter most of the time. It's always like, oh no, will they get their body back? Of course they fucking will. That's the premise of this goddamn show. Like, every now and then they'll use it like for something really fun, like character developmentally, and those are enjoyable. But 9 times out of 10 they use to build false tension and like ruin the hero's reputation. It's just such a fucking slog.
Marvel did it one time in their Ultimate Universe where Peter Parker and Wolverine switched bodies, and it pretty much just showed that Wolverine was just this statutory rapist.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Ooh. I remember that
one. To be fair, Superior Spider-Man is built entirely around Doc Ock taking over Peter Parker's body, and it's a whole comic book run, and that one's fucking good.
Yeah, that's a
great one.
Yeah, so you take that back, Drew.
No, I'm saying 9 times out of 10. It's
9 times.
there's always the one. That's a great series. It's about like the complexities and like what that kind of responsibility does to a mind.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's possible to even take tropes that we absolutely hate and make them cool. It's just as you said, 90% of the time they're gonna suck.
Right. I'm not saying it's never been done well. I'm just saying that 90% of the time when I see a fucking body switch, I'm like, oh, you pieces of shit.
Okay.
Oh, that well? We're going to that fucking well?
So, my favorite, so probably like, I'll start with a least favorite one, actually. This one's bad with me to the point that I cannot watch a good chunk of rom-coms out there because they all rely on the entire plot being built on a very basic, very easy to solve with simple communication skills misunderstanding. I hate it when an entire plot hinges on something that could be fixed if 2 people just had an ordinary conversation.
Ooh, that's fair. That's a shit one.
Yeah. That drives me crazy because it is such a staple of entire genres, and it relies on everyone being not only stupid, but completely emotionally stunted.
Yeah. So if you took it away, most rom-coms just wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But one I like.
The truth is, sometimes that does happen. I have had family members hate me for years over over a misunderstanding where they could have just asked, "What did you mean?" and instead, went off in like horror movie directions.
Oh, of course, yeah. And the thing is, like as Steve said, you can do it well, but you have to establish that kind of thing, and that this is something that these characters would do, and that there's a very good reason for them to not do that. But in terms of a trope I like, I am a big fan of well thought out redemption arcs. Like,
those would be good.
Like the Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me redemption. Like, don't give me the person who just like one-off sacrifices themselves and then everything is fine. Give me the person who has to like struggle and slave and figure out how to be a better person.
To touch back on your dislike one, I completely agree with you. It annoys the piss out of me. But you know what's interesting is, as much as I hate misunderstandings in rom-coms, I love misunderstandings in like a black comedy.
Oh, those are great.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Coen Brothers movie, like when no one's understanding, or like Arrested Development, like that I love. But I don't know, like maybe it's just
also,
the genre. Like how serious are we supposed to take it?
Also, like in what the situation you're describing, laughing at the characters and their foolishness is half the point.
That's fair. That's very true.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is all about that.
Yeah, that's a great.
And that's actually an example of it that I love. I love that movie.
I think it's only when they try to treat it seriously that it's like, oh, fuck you.
Oh, yeah. One I like is bringing together the group of misfit teens to make a cohesive unit, which is, every superhero Genesis teen story. Because I loved the New Mutants when I was a kid, so that's probably my favorite trope is the group of misfit kids that come together and do something really good.
Gang of Outcasts is a solid one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And then
Stephen King's It, like the most recent version did that really well.
Well, I mean, not to suck anybody's dick on the podcast, but Superpowers does that really well. Mm-hmm. I mean, Drew obviously grew up reading a bunch of the same stupid shit I did because he's doing it well in that series.
Well, thank you. And that was sort of the goal. I love the misfit outcasts banding together.
Yeah.
I think
now, the one I hate. Oh, go ahead, Rick.
No, go.
All right. So the one I hate, and Longmire almost made it through the whole show without doing this, but getting a strong female character pregnant to induce drama in the character's life.
Oh, fuck, I hate that.
And then the inevitable miscarriage. Because I hate that. I think it undermines a lot of the character work that the writers and actors do. Because it's like, oh, well, look, she didn't mean to get pregnant, and she did. Like, women don't have sex all the time and
not get pregnant.
So.
There's a version of this that is like an offshoot of that like drives me fucking nuts, which is, I think it was Cameron really was mentioning, like, it actually, like, at this point, especially if it's a contemporary story, it really breaks my suspension of disbelief when you introduce that kind of plot line and there isn't even a discussion of anything other than just having the kid.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Everyone has that conversation. Conversation happens.
I mean, hell, there was a great college humor series called My Elf Girlfriends. It's great. It was like Brian Murphy and Emily. I don't remember her last name, but they're fantastic. And so like she plays an elf, and there's even like they did oh no, what if she's pregnant? And they have that discussion. She's like, I could eat of the forbidden herb, and he immediately says, no, my parents are Catholic. We can't do that. I just loved him for like touching it. I was like, all right, cool. Like you had it. That's a very real human response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites, and it's not even really like, it's more of like, a staple in movies. It's not really so much, I don't know, like, like a story trope, but you could sit me down, like, if you put like, an hour and a half worth of training montage in front of me, I will watch it.
I have a montage power hour, Rick. It's a power hour of nothing but montages. Do you want to watch that next time?
I love montages.
I might have to do that one.
All right, everybody, join us for the montage power hour in Vegas, January 13th. We're all there. Definitely all there. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us for this admittedly loosey-goosey, but I hope still fun episode of Authors and Dragons. We will be back in the new year. Hopefully by then you will all have read the new series Shingles, starting with the Robert Bevan release The Ghost of Hooker Alley. Ooh. We hope you all enjoy it, and we can't wait to join you for shenanigans in 2018. Until then, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
And Happy New Year.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Here I am. Rock you like a broomacane.